Every snooker player would like to be able to cue the ball straighter, so here's 7 exercises and drills that you can practice that are guaranteed to straighten up your cueing, because the most vital part of snooker is your ability to play the shot online. This is Break From Life. Welcome back, and if it's your first time watching one of our videos, then it's fantastic to have you here. Everybody talks about confidence as being the key to snooker. If you're confident, then everything else will fall into place. But this really isn't true. Confidence comes from having a strong cue action that you can trust to deliver consistent results, not the other way round. A strong technique will give you the confidence to complete difficult pots, play accurate positional shots, and make pressure clearances. Consistent straight cueing is the real currency of the game. It's what technically makes one player better than another. To put it simply, it just makes the game easier for you to play. And the best way to improve your cueing is to practice exercises that force you to play the shot online. Not only will these exercises improve the confidence you have in your own ability, but they will also show you exactly how confident you should be in your ability. So the next time you encounter a pressure shot, you'll have more of an understanding of whether you should be turning it down or taking it on. So let's ignore these special effects and look at practice routine 1, where we're using the cushion to help improve our snooker technique. But how can playing a shot down a cushion help you? Well, this basic exercise works along the top cushion as well as bolt cushion. What you want to do is get 2 balls, place them against the cushion to play a straight shot. Now you want to do it the way round so your hand isn't on the cushion and your hand's actually on the table. So we need to go back to the other end, where I can basically use my regular technique to play the shot. The cushion is actually a little bit in the way of your thumb, but other than that, you can use your regular technique as though your hand was on the table. But why does playing a shot along the cushion like this help your technique? Playing the shot straight is actually a little bit challenging. You see, if I accidentally play the cue ball too far away from the cushion, I'm going to push the red into the cushion and it's going to miss. However, if I get it slightly wrong the other way, I'm just going to push the white into the cushion and it's going to miss again. So the only way to actually pop this is to cue it absolutely perfectly straight. Playing along the top cushion like this actually makes it a little too straightforward, as the nap encourages the ball to hug the rail. You're probably far better off playing along the bolt cushion, giving you more of a challenging shot. To make this as effective as possible, you just want to make sure that both balls are absolutely tight on the cushion, and the best way of doing this, if you're struggling to get them to stay there, is to just rotate the ball backwards as you let go of it. As you begin to get more and more confident with this shot, you can begin playing it harder and harder, which will increase the difficulty. You just want to avoid playing this as a stun or a screw shot, because excessive shots like this on the same place on the table will lead to excessive wear. Shot 2 is the basic 1-foot run-through shot. A great way to practice cueing straight is with what I would call a 1-foot run-through. So we're just placing the cue ball dead straight, 1 foot behind this red, so we can run through and off. Now the thing is, if you don't cue it straight, it's really easy to pop the red and not going off. And it doesn't even need that much side. So to get it right, you've got to make sure you strike the red exactly in the centre and you're not playing the cue ball with any side spin. Getting the ball to run through accurately at a firm place is actually quite tricky, because once you can consistently play these shots across the table, you can gradually start increasing the distance. Generally speaking, if you play a shot with left hand side, the cue ball is more likely to go to the left of the pocket, and if you play it with right hand side, it's more likely to go to the right of the pocket. But the great thing about routines like this is they will allow your cue action to align naturally. By continuously trying to run through and off, you'll be inevitably forcing your cue action onto a straight line. Sandeep is watching us from Hyderabad, right in the middle of India. We can use routine 3 to help us find the centre of the cue ball. We've gone over this a lot before on this channel, so I'm only going to explain it briefly. Just play the cue ball up and down spots, so from brown spot all the way across, all the way through the spots to the black spot, and if it jumps back to your right, you're playing it with right hand side, and if you jumps back to your left, you're playing it with left hand side. As you can probably guess, in a video where we're looking at practicing cueing the ball straight, we're trying to get up and back down the spots as straight as possible. But just be aware, what looks like the centre of the cue ball to you when you're down on the shot might be slightly out. And not all cushions bounce straight, so you might want to try this on a few different tables. And the first person we're pinned on the map from Northern Ireland is Aidan Hughes from Craigavon. Routine 4 helps you play shots when you're tight on the cushion. You don't just want to be cueing straight with your hand on the table. You also want to be able to cue straight when the cue ball's in a difficult position, such as tight on the cushion. And one of the best ways to practice doing that is just place the cue ball on the cushion and try and pop the cue ball in the middle pocket, like this. Actually a lot harder than you think it is, and once you can do it from quite a wide angle like I was over here, you can just begin moving the cue ball across like this, making the shot tighter and tighter and harder. You can just keep moving the cue ball further and further along the cushion like this until you simply can't pot it anymore. You want to make sure that you're trying to play this shot into both middle pockets. And you will find that you'll have more of a difficulty playing the cue ball into one middle pocket rather than the other. This might be because of the angle you put your bridge hand at, or whatever angle you actually find easiest to play the shot at. If nothing else, you may be surprised at just how tight of an angle a ball will actually go into the middle pocket. Over to Florida now in the United States, where hopefully Armando Bell is watching us from Fort Walton Beach. By routine 5, you're probably wondering how you can practice playing straight stun shots. So is there anything you can do in order to practice this regularly played vital shot? Well, there's this. This is a great way to practice full ball stun shots. You're looking to play the white straight along the bulk line, which will hopefully play the red along the bulk line as well. And if you do that right, it should come back and get a double kiss. And obviously the straighter you can get it, the better the shot you just played. This isn't really about playing the cue ball in a straight line along the bulk line. It's about being able to play a shot absolutely dead straight in the way that you're lining it up dead straight. This is a surprisingly difficult shot to get right, and you'll find you'll have to play it at a firm pace, because playing it across the table like this, there's a very good chance the red will roll off one way or another if you play it slowly. This can be a particularly difficult shot to play because there's no target or pocket to aim for. The only way you can get it right is by learning to play the shot absolutely dead straight, and this can be really vital to improving the rest of your game. As with previous routines, if you're missing to the right, this is likely to be right hand side, and if you're missing to the left, this is likely to be left hand side. There is a good chance you just haven't lined it up right. And watching us from Newcastle upon Tyne in northern England is Fat Lad to Fat Lad. It's best to think about routine 6 less as a way to improve your cueing and more of a way of testing just how well your cue action is working. This is of course playing long pots off the blue spot, and for best results you want to be practicing this routine into every single corner pocket. This exercise really won't improve your technique that much, but it will give you a rough idea of just how well you're cueing. You can just play about 5 or so shots into each pocket and note down roughly how long it takes you to pot all 5 balls. It's a good thing to try after practicing some of the other routines on this list, just to see how much of a difference that's made to your cue action. If you're struggling to pot these shots consistently, it's probably because of how you're standing, and if you want to improve your stance, try our video Fixed Aiming Snooker Stance Improved Alignment. It's in the card right now and on the Break From Life channel page, along with a load of other videos to help you dominate at the game and make the commitment to becoming a better player by subscribing to the channel. So before we get to step 7, let's look at how all these routines can help you. Practicing the shots along the cushions as well as playing 1-foot run-through shots will force you into having to cue the ball straight. Playing the cue ball up and down the spots will give you instant feedback to whether or not you're playing with any unwanted side. You can practice shots off the cushion by playing the white into the middle pocket and stun shots with straight shots along the bulk line, and test how this is all working with long pots off the blue spot. Routine 7 though is different because it has a lot less to do with potting and cueing straight than the other 6 routines. This routine simply helps improve your timing just by playing a slightly off straight shot off the black spot. All I'm trying to do here is pot the red and screw back to the cushion. After this I simply repeat the shot, but this time I try to play it slightly softer than the previous one. And you can keep repeating this again and again, trying playing it slower and slower but still screwing back to the cushion. This can really help because a harder shot can sometimes make the pot miss in the same way that a slower shot will just drop in. This routine shows you exactly how to play slower shots with the same amount of spin, and I show you exactly how to do this in our video Snooker Straight Cueing Exercises to Improve. And if you want to know more about your cue action, try our video Snooker Cue Action Tips. And remember, don't just watch, play, and make the commitment to becoming a better player by subscribing to the channel and visit the website. See you later.